So the first video we're going to look at, of course, is Pleasant Valley. So we're going to pause it right here. We're in D6, and I'm telling you, we're in Pleasant Valley. So D6, we're going to land somewhere around this area. Pretty much like right here is where we're going to land. One, because I've seen the video. Two, because I played the video. And I'm going to tell you we're landing right here. So we're only really going to cover the bottom half of Pleasant Valley. We could cover the rest of Pleasant Valley in a later video, but I don't want to overwhelm you with Pleasant Valley because only about 25% of the game happens in Pleasant Valley. There's a whole lot of other map to cover, trying to keep the video short. So we're going to go ahead and play the video. And so we're going to let Pleasant Valley load here. So Pleasant Valley is huge. This is where majority of the deaths happen, okay? So you want to get looted and get out, okay? So we're going to let it go and pause. So a couple really good loot spawns are on the map right now. First one I'm going to talk about are these three little shops over here. So inside the shops, there's kind of two rooms. Both of them have pretty good loot. ARs, backpacks, shotguns. I don't think I've ever really found an AK inside, but there's also first aid kits, helmets, you know, everything you're going to need. This RV out here also contains pretty good loot. ARs, backpacks, pistols. If you know you're going to be under fire pretty quickly, hit that. There's usually at least a pistol for you to defend yourself. Now, there's almost always a vehicle somewhere around here. Right now, you can see a police vehicle. I think that's a pickup. In these parking lots, even in front of here, there's usually a vehicle. So grab the spark plugs, get in, get out. If you want to take the video and just bounce out of Pleasant Valley, you can do that as well. What you need to be wary of is people looting in here. They coming out and seeing you, and you can also be shot from these apartment buildings over here. So watch for people on the roof and inside windows. Now, the other ones I'm going to talk about are these warehouses over here. Now, the warehouses on this side of the road, complete war zone. If you land here, pick one of these. Hope you find an AR. Hope you find a shotgun. Hope you find a decent pistol, and just hold it down. Okay, don't let anybody in, don't let anybody out. There's going to be at least, I'll say about 8 people on average that land here or find their way here to battle. This is almost like its own little battle royale. If you survive this, you're going to be in pretty good shape. Across the street, not as good as loot. There is some, not as high drop rates, but there is this ATV right here. You can jump on that and try to ride out. ATVs are kind of death machines, or you can just grab the spark plugs and hope you find a vehicle later on. Now, in the video that I'm going to play here in a second, we're going to talk about these two loot spawns right here. The police station. 99.9% of the time, there's going to be a police car out in front of the police station. Go figure. So take the spark plugs. If you want to just get in one and dip, you can do that as well. I believe in this one, there's 3 vehicle spawns that land there. If you just want to take one spark plugs and start looting, you can. If you have time, take them all. You can be mean in Battle Royale. Only one person can win, and you're trying to make it you. Okay, so take all the spark plugs if you have time. Inside the police station, that's kind of a different story. There's 2 really good loot spawns, the bottom floor and the roof. So if you're going to go in there and you know other people are in there, go to one of those locations. And that's your best bet inside the police station. Now, across the street are my favorite loot spawns in Pleasant Valley. These 3 shops, whatever you want to call them, almost always have loot. I almost always leave these 3 or 4 shops, if I'm the only ones in there, almost completely geared. So look for shotguns, look for ARs, anything like that. Alright, so the next town we're going to cover is Ranchito Tequila. So you can see down here we're in H3. So H3, we're here. So we're kind of parachuting in. We're going to land in Ranchito Tequila. So Ranchito Tequila is kind of out of the way. So what you really need to do is find a vehicle somewhere in this town, or you're going to be running most of the game. I'm going to pause it here. A couple good loot spawns is right here, but it's going to be highly populated. These 3 apartment buildings, office buildings, have a lot of loot in them. You can already see there's a cop car that spawns there. And these 2 little RVs usually spawn a lot of loot. There's loot that spawns outside of them and inside of them. But if you land here, get ready to fight because a lot of people land here. Another good spot is the church. The church, like any other church, has a lot of spawns upstairs, downstairs, and some of them have a back room, so make sure you check that. And then once you're in there, you can kind of hold down the front door because people probably going to be running in. There's only one entrance to this place, in and out, so hold that down. These apartment buildings over here also spawn a lot of good loot. You know, if you get in there, try to find a shotgun, because any battle you have is going to be close quarters. And then there's houses on the top of Ranchito Tequila. Let's see. I backed it up a little bit. These houses up here are kind of hit or miss. Just try to loot. I say like either loot outside in or inside out. If you have two friends, if there's two of you, land on either side of the block and then work your way to the middle. They're kind of hit or miss. But Ranchito Tequila, your most important thing is find a car so you can get anywhere to the safe zone. That's Ranchito Tequila. Alright, the next place we're going to cover is what I call the bridge spawn. So we're in G7. I'm going to pause right here because we got the map. And we are on this side of the bridge. So we're going to talk about Missy Peak Dam. Now the good thing about this is there's a lot of loot that spawns here. Bad thing is a lot of people spawn here. So Cranberry is not too far away. So if you're late to the loot spawn, just go ahead, dip, run to Cranberry. Probably be your best bet. But this is honestly one of my favorite loot spawns in the game. So right here, you can see there's a couple good loot spawns. This is what we call the bridge. I don't think that's like the accurate term for it, but it's what we call the bridge. These RVs right here have a lot of loot in them. Sorry, I almost said spoot. A lot of loot in them. Okay, but a lot of people spawn there. Now these two factories, a lot of loot as well. A lot of people spawn there. So anywhere, if you land anywhere in here, pretty much get ready to fight. Now my favorite loot spawn is at the end of this long, we call the bridge, the platform, whatever you want to call it. I like to spawn here. Maybe about 50% of the time you'll get a vehicle that spawns here. But what I like about it is no one that can come up behind you. So you can't jump up this platform. There's like stairs over here that someone can come up. But if you're there, no one can come behind you. So that's what I like to do. Loot there. Get the loot that spawns inside the factory. Maybe a vehicle. And work my way down. And try to kill everybody that comes from here, here, here. And there's like a war town right over there. So that's my favorite. It's my favorite thing to do when I get this loot spawn. I hope that helps. So the next area we're going to cover is Cranberry. It'll be the last place that we cover. And honestly, it's pretty hard to spawn here. There's not a whole lot in Cranberry. What I really like to do is hold down the bridge. We're going to pause it right here so you can see we're in Cranberry. Alright, G7. We're going to fly our little happy ass over into Cranberry. Alright, so there's a couple of spots similar to the other places. The church, which always kind of low to last, happens like right here in the middle. So the church is a pretty good place to spawn. There's an upstairs, and I believe there's a back room. These apartment complexes right here are always pretty good. These houses are kind of hit or miss. And these kind of police station and office building right over here are also very good places to be. If you're going to want to be in Cranberry, try to find a car. Try to find a car and get out. Like I said, the bridge on the other side, if you hold that down, you can wait at the end of the bridge and wait for people to run across the bridge. That's a pretty good spot just to sit there and bait kills. But Cranberry, the loot's kind of scattered all over. There's not a whole lot of just, you know, hit it spots. So like I said, the church, these apartment complexes, and these office buildings right over here, probably your best bet. Alright, that does it for this video. If you enjoyed it, give it the thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe. I post a lot of different games up on my YouTube channel. My Twitch channel is going to be in the comment of the video. Follow that if you want to see me do these videos live. Thank you for watching. Peace.